morning, everybody. My name's Darlene, and I have Parkinson's. I know today that I have Parkinson's. My body isn't liking me too much today. I was busy this morning, and when I'm busy, I tend to overdo a little bit. So I slowed down, but my neck is very, very sore. So I think that I said to Claudine that maybe I did more damage than I had known when I took the fall. And my neurologist actually doesn't even know that I had that second fall. So I think we're going to phone her office this week and just mention to the nurse, that I had that fall, and see if they can't do a little scan or something and see maybe I did something to my head. And if not, if it's just my neck, then it's just going to take time to heal and I'll have to put up with it. So that's what's going on there. Weather-wise, wow. It goes from hot, hot, hot to rain and wind. It really has a wide diversity. But anyway, today is a cooler day. It's at 27, so it's a bit cooler. But it feels even cooler than that because there's a bit of a wind, which is kind of nice to have. So, and I'm going to tell a really good story today, but I'm going to tell that in a minute. I feel really bad, actually. I shouldn't feel bad. I have no reason to feel bad, but I do. And my dad is not doing well. We know that. And he, unfortunately, is in great pain right now. And I feel so bad for him. And yet, there's nothing I can do. And I feel badly for him. But in the same token, our life is going on here. And it's hard to have good things happening to me and my family here while bad things are happening for him. And I feel bad for that. But, it's not going to take away the joy that I'm feeling that's happening with us. I have had such a good family. I grew up in a loving home, great parents, brothers that still help us out to this day. Whenever we need something, we ask. They're there. Gary looks after my dad even while he's in the nursing care. My other brother provides a house for them to live in, and they really are good people. And I feel bad that I'm not able to do anything, but I can't travel. And so anyway, but on the news for us is I am so happy. I am so happy. This is a blessing. This house that we're getting is a blessing to us. And it has to be for a reason. I truly believe if you're a good person and you live a good life, that is, well, I say that, and then my dad, he led a great life. Anyway, I'm feeling a little bit down with his situation. But I'm going to tell you about this house again. I know you're going to get sick of hearing about it, but I can't help it. I'm so excited. There is a tree in the front yard. It's a weeping willow. That weeping willow, when I saw the weeping willow, Mom and Dad, when we lived in Delta, North Delta, their yard, their side yard, had a beautiful weeping willow. So when I saw this weeping willow, it just went, this is really nice. It's in the same neighborhood. When we lived in Calgary the first time, we lived in Southview. It's in the same neighborhood as that. And we lived in a little bungalow house there, and we really enjoyed it. And then we moved to Nova Scotia and whatnot. And then when we come back, we were in the seniors' residence. But that neighborhood, we've always said, that just felt like the right neighborhood for us. It's home. Like it feels like home. And when I saw the outside of the house, I went, hang on, that outside of that house is the same as the house that we lived in Edmonton. Not Bill and I, but my parents. And they moved there in 1969 to Edmonton. And we lived in a house that has the exact same layout as this house. And I said to Claudine, before you ever go into that house, I can tell you where things are, because unless they've changed the layout because of the renovations, I said that I know which one was my bedroom. I know all that stuff. Now this house has been extensively renovated. So yes, the walls are different and whatnot, but like where the washer and dryer is in the sort of between the kitchen and the dining area is a washer and dryer. That used to be the door that you'd go through that door and you'd go down a couple of stairs and then you'd turn and go down to the basement, or you could go out the back door. So that was where the back door was. Well, that has been, from the pictures I saw, that's been closed over and the washer and dryer is there. So the basement, it's not like a basement suite. It's beautiful. Like, I mean, the pictures are, it's beautiful. And Ivy and Cole are going to be very, very happy down there. And I said, they don't have to be worried about whether, they're living. Cole says, don't you feel, Ivy, maybe we're taking a step back or living in your parents' basement? And she says, no, because we don't even have entrance to their apartment. She said, if we want to go to their house, we have to go outside and go in. So she said, no, we're on our own here. And so that was, he was on board then. And they've got a lovely space downstairs. And I said to her, now then when you come over to visit, you don't have to stay 5 and 6 hours and make it a big long day. You can just pop up for 10 minutes. And, so I'm really looking forward to that. The beautiful yard deck has a deck, and I can just see myself sitting on a lawn chair, a container pot of flowers growing, maybe fresh tomatoes next spring. I can see that, I can see my grandchild playing in the yard. It doesn't take much for me to envision that. And I said, where I was feeling rather hopeless before and thinking, I don't know how many years I want to go. This disease progresses quickly. And I said, now I'm fighting for every moment I have. I'm going to live my life, and I am going to live it well. What we're going to do is, because I'm the one that's always in the kitchen, so I'll probably be the one that's going to be doing mostly in the kitchen, and Claudine is going to be playing Yahtzee with us. She's going to be helping me with getting dressed and the things that I need help with. And so we'll share the kitchen, of course, but if she doesn't want to eat what I'm eating, she'll just eat what she wants. But if she wants it, she can have what we're having. And then we'll share the living room, but the living room will mostly be her stuff. Now I'm going to put a couple of small chairs in for Bill and I so that we have designated chairs for which ones are ours. But there's going to be lots of times where I like to have solitude, and I'm not going to want to sit, like if she has a friend over, or even if it's just her, I don't want to always have to be sort of underfoot. So we're going to go, the one bedroom has an ensuite on it, which has a shower, which I can get into. That'll be so nice because I can't get my leg up over a tub. So that's right there. So we'll have our own washroom, and then Claudine has one with a nice big tub that she'll have for her washroom. And then we're going to be in that bedroom, and then across from that there's another little room, like an exercise bike or something in it. We're going to put the television and the computer and the 2 chairs that we sit in, and just make a little lounge. So if Bill wants to watch TV and it doesn't interfere with anything, we got the headsets, so that it doesn't disturb anybody around you. So he'll put the headsets on and he'll be able to watch TV. Or if I want to work on a craft, I can go down there and I can work on a craft. And I can get out the back door to go onto the veranda because it's off our level. When I first came in, I've got 3 steps, and then it's all one level. And they've got a nice garage out back. And so your cars don't even have to be in the wintertime out on the street. And it's going to be wonderful. It really is going to be wonderful. And I am looking forward to having people around and, not being so alone here. And so anyway, I want to tell a story, and I'm getting prattly here. I'm talking on and on. I want to tell a story about my brother Gary. when we lived in Edmonton. I was just turned 16, so he would have been 13. 13? Yeah, he would have been 13. And they had a ski trip. We skied in Edmonton just on the small white mud hill. But anyway, which had like a tow rope or something, you know. But anyway, they had a ski trip going out by Banff. And I don't know, times were a lot more innocent back then, but my mom said that we could go. Gary and I could go. He was allowed to go at 13 years old without a parent because I was 16. I was a dumb 16-year-old, let me tell you. They should never have allowed that. But anyway, we went out to the ski hill. And we had our own equipment. No, we didn't have to rent or anything. And so we go up first of all, it's a chair to go up there. We'd never been on a chair before. But anyway, we get all the way up to the top of this hill. And we start to come down, and my brother, first run down the hill, he got off the main part of the hill, and the front of his skis ran into the powder that was on the edge. Now, we didn't have a great set of skis. We just had Joe regular skis. Probably got them at a thrift store or something. I don't know. But anyway, he ran front of these skis into the powdered snow. And when he did that, it stopped like that. And his leg snapped. And it went instead of coming down at the knees, it goes down, it came up at the knee. So it came up at the knee and rotated 1.5 times. Crashed down on the other leg. I skied up to him, and he was laying there in shock. And I said to him, look at your leg. And he says, I don't want to look at my leg. And I said, look at your leg. He kept saying, I don't want to look at my leg. Well, the ski patrol had been called, and they came up. So I can't believe how stupid it was. Ski patrol says, there's crowd gathering around. So he says, everybody that doesn't need to be up here, go to the bottom of the hill. Who was the first to ski away? Me. I was supposed to stay there with him, and here I was, skied down to the bottom. So now I'm at the bottom waiting to find out what's happening, and people around me said, oh, did you hear about that guy up the hill? Yeah, I heard he broke his leg. And the other one says, oh, I heard he broke both his legs. So I said, no, it was his neck. And I thought, oh my gosh, what is going on? Well, anyway, he comes down, and to get him from this ski hill into the little town, they had to put him in a station wagon and lay him down in a station wagon. And it was a terrible road. It was bumpy and gravel, and it was a terrible, terrible road. And Gary was in terrible pain and whatnot. And so then we get to the hospital, which was a small hospital run by nuns. And so we get to the hospital, and they said, he's going to need painkillers and whatnot, but who's the authority to sign for that? And I said, well, I guess me. And they said, well, you're a kid. And I said, yeah, but I'm 16. I'm the only one. And she says, well, where are your parents? And I said, well, we live in Edmonton. I said, my dad's traveling for work. And I said, my mom took us down this morning to get on the bus to come out here. She says, well, you're going to have to phone your mom, and we're going to have to talk to her. But, then they said they had to cut the ski boots off. And Gary was saying, no, you can't cut them off. And they said, well, we have to cut them off your foot. And he says, well, then I'll not be able to ski. And she says, you won't be able to ski anyway, honey. So anyway, I as a mother now, I can't imagine getting this phone call from my kid. But this is exactly what I said. Hi, Mom, I need the medical number. I didn't say anything else. Hi, Mom, I need the medical number. She said, why? And I said, because Gary's been hurt. What's wrong with him? I said, he broke a leg. Well, 2 of them. She goes, he broke 2 legs? And I said, yep. I said, he's in bad way, Mom. So she talked to the nurse. She got it okay for him to get the painkillers, and he got surgery and all that rest of it. And then she drove out. It was a 3-hour drive. No, 2-hour drive, I think, but 2-hour drive. But anyway, she drives out and whatnot. And then they say he has to stay. He's in traction. He has to stay there for a week. she had to leave her 13-year-old alone in this town with these nurses in a hospital. Well, she took me back to the city and looked after my brother. And in 1 week, when Gary was going to come home, Dad would be home and they'd go out to get him. So when I went to get him, Dad had a international travel all, and they made like a bed and whatnot for him so that he could be laying down there and come back. Now, I don't know how today, with the laws today, you wouldn't be able to lay in the back of a travel all. You'd be safety in. But I'm telling you, he had a very long recovery after that. But he says he broke a leg, 2 of them. Oh my gosh, the things we've lived through. Gary, we get into a bunch of trouble. We get together again, and crows again. We can still do it. All right. Okay. Thanks, Gary, for looking after Dad. Thanks. All right. See you all tomorrow.